Good evening. Oh my goodness, we are back here again, and I had a lovely weekend, and I was just thinking that since we we may like sort of lose track as to when these videos were made, I thought, apart from the fact that I will be uploading them in a specific date, but then they would have been recorded in a very different date as well. So today is the 16th of November 2020, and I've decided to embark on a journey with you guys where together we learn to tell our own stories. I used to grow up looking and watching the movies that were made by either Americans or non-black movie makers telling the stories of black people, until one day where I felt really strong in my heart that I think if our story was told by us, it would have a different meaning. Because I'd sit there, watch the whole movie from beginning to end, and I'd be like, there are just so many flaws. Hey, we are not talking about struggles. We are not talking about like Soweto uprising. We are not talking about June 16. We're not talking about things like that. We are talking about things that affect blacks. Even blacks don't know affected them, right? And in today's chapter is our story. It's so funny that at least someone who was part of this life actually then got to tell the story. We are reading a book that is titled Money and Black People. Why Black People Don't Have Money and How to Heal Our Money Stories. So we are reading on chapter 5 today. Chapter 5 is titled Our Story. Alright, so I'm gonna read. Bear with me. It's about it is not that long. Anything longer than 5 pages I'm not gonna be doing it on video. So I will skip it, but if it's like 4 or 5 pages max, then I will read. So let's get into it. Let's do this and see where we get. Let's see what we're getting out of this. And what will surprise you is that I'm also sort of getting to know the book at the same time as you guys. So I'm no guru, I am no expert in this, but I'm simply sharing what our story is about. And my interest is in us finding and identifying our own problems so that we can therefore find our own solutions, because you can never tailor make anything for everybody. Sorry for the cut off, but I am just so in love with technology, because we can just continue with life as if nothing happened, especially being online and all that. But yes, as I was saying that I really am excited about our story being told by us, So let's read. Let's find out what our story is. Chapter 5 is titled Our Story. Our history is rich. Our history is rich with stories of suffering, struggles of black people all around the world. Very few great stories exist, especially when white people are involved. We only hear of the stories of suffering, oppression, and all bad things. There's a great story about black people, but they are not being told, or they are not celebrated. That gives a perspective of our young people, to our young people, marginalized. And if they look at themselves, they look like those people, then they start internalizing the branding. When I was 5 years old, I never knew how black I was, and how life treated black people until I saw Sarafina on TV every year on June 16 until I had the story. At first, it was just a story, but later on in life, when I got to the boardroom, I started seeing what I had been warned about. I had been warned that I would be robbed of my salary, and I and my work would be looked down on, and I expected it. I was black. Why would it not happen to me? That is why I made sure my kids understand these stories in a different context than it was told. Not in a crippling way, but in a liberating way. Our history made us to hate others, which led to ourselves. Which led to hating ourselves. We all have the story that black people don't support each other. Black people pull each other down. Black people can't work together. Let's look at the black people where they are said to they can't work together. That is not true, because black people work so well together. Black people know how to take care of each other. We even have a great branding that everyone knows and understands. Black people have a saying that says a child is raised by a village, not only by its own parents. Where I grew up, we wouldn't do anything funny that you wouldn't do in front of your parents, in front of others and other adults, because that adult had all the authority to discipline you, then take you to your mother, where you will also be disciplined again. So that we never really had a young people taking drugs, because there was no place to take them. Everyone was your parent. The problem is that black people with money do not look and feel black to the black people. Black people know that they don't have money, and once that person has money, they are no longer petty. People with money in the subconscious mind of black nation is an oppressor. It is the past. So if you have money, you might just oppress us. You might just be the enemy. This is not a conscious thought, but it is a very powerful unconscious thought. The problem is not working together. The problem is money. As long as we are all broke, it is okay. We will work together as long as we are all on the same level. We will love, support each other. And you didn't have sugar. If you didn't have sugar, you asked for it next door. You asked for salt, cooking oil, a broom. You couldn't even ask for anything. Even ironing board. We shared everything. But once you had money, it became a problem. You no longer look at black. You were no longer a team member. I remember we were told those businessmen in the community with taxis, buses, and supermarkets that they were doing all these great things through witchcraft that involves people's heads. They were no longer seen as good people. My dad used to say in companies, when the bosses wanted to know everything that goes on, they used to take one black person, give him more money, elevate him from the rest, and automatically he was no longer a team member. Black people don't believe our black people can have money. Once a black person has money, they want to prove that it is not real. They want to investigate how they got it. When a white person has money, it's accepted with no questions asked. When black people started businesses because of this belief. They just sabotage themselves thoroughly to prove themselves that they are black, and really they can't do this. They are just good for jobs. There is nothing wrong with having a job, but you should have a job because you believe that is all, and you actually don't want to have one. The collective subconscious belief of not being good enough caused black people to self-sabotage all the time. All the time. I have done it myself several times, and by the time the project goes wrong, you even feel relieved because deep down you knew that this was too big for me. Until I understood what was going on, I stopped complaining about my blackness. Black people sabotage themselves, which then looks like a bad service, but it's not. That is a person that can't do a great job. The same person gives them a job to do the same thing, and they will do it so well. I got the opportunity to hire such people who said, I had a business, things didn't work well. Give me a job. You will give me a job. You give them a job and they're so great. As long as they know they will have their salary at the end of the month, other black people also can't believe that a black person is doing that business. They can't believe a black person can offer them that service. So they say, let's try the black business and see if they can. It's not jealousy, it's unbelief. Most black people don't complain in a non-black business if there is a problem. They're actually very happy to be reimbursed or given something for their travel. But if a black business, they say, yes, it's a black business, what should you expect? They have no knowledge of customer service. Black people's businesses, it is because they have been taught that black people can't do it. They know black people can't do it, and they just keep proving this point over and over through themselves and through what they are experiencing. Until you change your mind, you will also see the wrong things in the black businesses. All black businesses have their shortcomings, but you will see that what you want to see in everything you look at, or you will see what you expect to see. The problem is that is not black people loving another. The problem is that the belief we have about black people, so we can't help another to rise, when we are subconsciously know that they are not supposed to rise, or rising is going to make them behave like the oppressors. We know what money did to us. We got oppressed because of money. This is what black people who had arrived are seen as we can't let one of our own be bad. We don't also want to be that bad. The money is the problem. The moment we start looking at ourselves with a different eye, it is only time we will be able to lift each other to the next level. When we believe we can be on that level, the problem is because we don't understand the problem, we go and implement wrong solutions. Solutions like buying black solutions like blacks are not helping much, because we are just agreeing that black businesses are creepy, but they are black. We should buy from them. No one should ever buy from someone as a favor. People buy to get value. If you don't buy from black people, it means you believe they don't have value. So we need to start seeing the value. When we buy black, in this context, it is not because we are getting amazing value for our money and the best service, which is what we actually want. But we buy from black people, from black businesses, because they are struggling. They need the business. They need someone to buy from them. When we do that, it works like a painkiller. It creates a bigger problem for people who are bitter about what black businesses has done to them. You find people which with so many references on how black businesses never deliver on time, never gave what they promised, and all sorts of issues that discredit the black business further. We cannot force people to buy what they don't value. The problem is bigger than buying black. If a person does not believe they themselves can do it, they can't believe another black person can. We need to heal. We need a new mindset. We need to change. We need to love ourselves again so we can believe in ourselves, so we can believe in the next black person. Our parents were taught Bantu education that told them they are not much, but we can't continue with that. We need to change. And no one can do it for us. Not the government, not the white people. We need to change our own minds. When you believe in yourself, you will have people who believe in you. People in all colors will come and buy from you. They will not need a campaign to come to you. You will believe that your skills are worthy to be accessed by the whole world. You will believe that your skills are world class, and you will be a value to the whole world. You will not be looking you will not be looking to play small to get black buyers. You will be open to business, serious business. I was just waiting for black people to come. After that, I never looked back. Never limited myself to a buy black campaign, but I had to change my mind about myself and I wanted and what I wanted. If you are on the queue for a buy black campaign and this is not on, our parents were taught Bantu education, an education that told them they were not much. But we can't continue like that. We need to change. No one can do it for us. Not the government, not the white people. We need to change our minds. When you believe in yourself, you will have people who believe in you. People of all colors will come and buy from you. They will not need a campaign to come and buy from you. You will believe that your skills are worthy to be accessed by the whole world. You will believe that your skills are world class and they will be value to the whole world. You will not be looking to play small and get black buyers. You will be open for business, serious business. I was just waiting for black people to come. After that, I never looked back. Never limited myself to a buy black campaign, but I had to change my mind about myself and what I wanted. If you're on the queue for a buy black campaign and it's what you want, then that is okay. Black people don't buy black. They don't believe in themselves. They don't trust themselves. They trust white companies to do a great job. Definitely not black businesses. The other black people businesses have a remaining remaining small syndrome. If the business take care of your needs, it just remains that size. Every time the owner tries to grow international or go big, it doesn't work. 2 reasons. For this one, first reason is we have seen our parents have spaza shops, and that was it. Our mothers sold amagwenya, fat cooks, and they took their daughters to school and they told them, go and study. Do not be like me. I'm just selling here to take you through school. But this has no value or no future. It is just to make sure that you go to school and become someone great. Who is going to be a doctor or work for the government? We have seen businesses remain small. That is all we can handle. Have a one-man show working for yourself, or have a small business. It cannot under any circumstances become a corporate or an international corporate. No, it cannot. Running a big mining corporation is linked to a pain we have suffered. Deep down inside, we don't want to be those cruel, evil people who are selfish thieves and abusers. We don't want to be like them. So we cannot take their example. They can't be our role models. They can have Pick and Pay and Walmarts, but not us. The plan was for us to despise them, so we are subconsciously not wanting to be like them. But unfortunately, it counts for everything, including our money. So, the more you hate white people for their money, for the money they have, the less you will have. The more you hate them for for the corporates that make billions, you are sabotaging yourself concerning billions and wealth. The more you think they stole it, the more you run away from it. It's not me who says this. It is the universal law. As you think, so you are. So if we want to access wealth, we need to heal. We need to heal the problem about this. It is that what we think healing means. We forget or we let them off the hook. No, actually, that is not true. The universe has more than enough for all of us. There is not a shortage. On planet Earth is fully provided for. There is no need to take from one another to give to another. We were told that we can't have what we need. And because it is taken, it is not true. There is so much available, but if we believe something else, we will never have what we want. We can have money that we thought was possibly without taking anything from anybody. We just need to change how we think. We subconsciously have connected wealth to wrong experience. We know we don't need more qualification. We don't need more jobs to be wealthy. But we cannot be wealthy. We can only survive. We need ourselves to have a total mindset change. We need to know money again. We need to fix our relationship with money. We need to change the beliefs that are standing in our way. We have all we need. As long as we understand, it is all in our mind, and we have it already. We have been told of a lot of mistakes. We have been told of a lot of mistakes that we are doing that led us into not having the money. And we are convinced that it is a problem. This is the distraction we have been given. And it is a lie. None of what we were told is a problem is actually the problem. Here are a few problems that we waste our time and energy trying to solve, but we just keep failing dismally. We keep failing. We keep feeling guilty about them and just confirm ourselves that indeed we won't have money because we keep doing these things. These issues have nothing to do with the reason why you don't have money. As soon as you stop worrying about them and solving the real problem between you and the money, you will change your life. For example, one of the biggest money mistakes we were told is not having a budget. We are told that a budget is the biggest black person problem. It is the reason why black people don't have money. It is because they don't know how to budget. Apparently, budgeting is going to solve your problem. Budgeting is an estimate of income, expenditure for a set period of time. Budgeting is great, but it does not solve the income problem. You can budget all you can, but when there is not enough money, the problem is not solved. The problem becomes worse when the person doesn't believe they have enough because the budget says so. Even when they get more income, they budget the money until it is gone. So they are left with nothing providing for them. So they don't have enough. People have so many debts, not because they don't have a budget, because truly a budget is just a plan on how you will spend the money that you have. And mostly I say to my clients, ditch the budget and only have a goal, because a goal has more purpose and you will feel fulfilled or fulfillment of success once it is achieved. When you have a goal, it will be a focus. It will be the focus. It won't use your money unnecessarily on unnecessary things that are not helping the progress of the goal. When you have a goal, it will be easy to go without other things because you are not prioritizing your goals. It will not feel like limitation or torture. Most favorite things to do is travel. So when I have a traveling goal, I won't find myself buying what I can live without while my traveling money is not enough. I don't call it budgeting because it lets my goal ready. People get into debt on a daily basis and financial planners say they are not budgeting well. But budgeting has every little to do with debt. Debt is a symptom that is giving a sign that there is something that is no longer in alignment. Like flu. A flu virus that shows up as fever, headache, and when the virus is taken care of, all the symptoms disappear. This happens all of the time. Once a person has dealt with the root cause, they find amazing opportunity that they take care of the debt almost immediately. The thing to note is that debt is not about money owed or how the money was used. Debt is about value. Every person who has debt that is not making money for them has a value problem. They didn't value what they have given to the universe. This mostly linked to their own and how to their own work and how they earn the money. Nothing to do with budgeting. Debt is a serious problem that has taken over a lot of our people in their lives. People live in jail of debt. People live in fear. People are getting sick because of stress. The more people earn more, they go deeper in debt. They borrow from one to pay the other. They get into debt debt consolidations where they get really robbed. Debt is an emotional and a mindset problem caused by having a poor relationship with money. Oh wow, guys, I think this was just another new revelation as to that which we are busy being after. Siyayifuna le mali, and the next thing we are finding ourselves not having it. What is our issue? Our issue is our story, and we need to heal it. So join me for the next chapter. I think we are making progress, we are getting there, and I think just the 30-day challenge alone is actually a healing journey for us. So let's continue doing this, understand why what we want, and then go after what we want instead of staying in problems that we are told we have. This is our story told by us. So thank you very much, family. I love you, and I will see you in the next chapter. Bye bye.